In Mario Kart Wii, it's possible to do a wheelie and a trick at the same time. Normally when you trick if you were in a wheelie, it cancels it out and begins a trick instead. If you want to wheelie again, you have to start a new one. However, by abusing this game's mechanics, you can do both at the same time, a phenomenon we either call wheelie tricks or wheelie triggers. To understand how to do this, I'll start with a live demonstration with how tricks work in this game. Alright, so with this half pipe on N64 Mario Raceway, I'm going to show you how tricks work. Right here on this frame, I'm going to start a right trick. So right now, I am pressing the button for it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 frames later, the boost comes out. After you press the button for a trick, it takes a minimum of 7 frames for the trick to come out. This 7 frame window is very key for why wheelie tricks work. Going back to my previous save state now, if you notice there's a bunch of numbers over here, one of them being airtime. This metric called airtime tells me how many frames I've been in the air for. This means I've been in the air for 6 frames. However, if I were to press right trick and then go for 3 more frames, 1, 2, 3, you'll notice that the airtime all of a sudden drops down to 0. This means that I am currently on the ground. So if I were to do something like hop, as shown right here, it actually works. And if you notice, I am past that 7 frame window and the boost has not activated yet. However, if I keep on going, as shown right here, the boost does eventually come out. Essentially, by adding a hop there, I was able to delay the trick boost coming out. So doing normal things like starting hops or starting a drift can work even in that 7 frame window. So as we saw, you can still do normal things like hopping on the ground before the trick boost starts. And this same logic lets us get wheelies out too. If we look at my DK Summit TAS, I begin a trick here on this mogul, and then by scraping the very edge of the next one, I can start a wheelie while in a trick. This lets me get up to 120 kilometers per hour, the maximum speed you can be at normally without any sort of exploits or a bullet bill. Many TASes will use this technique. Usually when we do this, it's because we're carrying over a boost such as one from a previous trick, and then adding a wheelie to go faster. Looking at my TAS, I do 2 tricks on the first 2 moguls, which lets me get up to 111 kilometers per hour on the third one, the maximum speed Funky Kong on the spear can go without being in a wheelie. I then trick from the third mogul, but on the fourth one, I scrape the top of it and begin a wheelie, and then I get back into the air before the 7th frame. From here until the end of the moguls, I do wheelie tricks. The reason we do this is for the increased speed. When I land from each mogul, to get another trick started, I lose several kilometers per hour, which isn't ideal, such as me going from 120 here back down to 111. So if there is another surface nearby from a trickable one, we may go for this additional speed increase. There are other tracks where this strategy is useful, such as the geysers on Bowser's Castle, and the mounds at the end of GCN Mario Circuit. So far, I've mentioned this being important for TASing, but is it possible to implement this strategy outside of TASing, such as for world records? Well, not really. This strategy is very precise. To get this to work on DK Summit, for example, you just barely scrape the top edge of a mogul. If you are even the slightest bit too low, you'll just land on the mogul normally. And if you're the slightest bit too high, you'll miss it entirely. However, runs have got to them by accident before. On Blake's former Shroomless best known time of 1 minute, 51 seconds, and 75 milliseconds, he accidentally got one on the moguls of lap 3. While there is no speedometer to show this for sure in this video, you can tell he got it because he scraped the edge here, and then the back tire leaned back a lot to show he's in a wheelie. Maybe this will change one day and a world record run will use the strategy, but for now, it's a TAS exclusive trick outside of dumb luck. I do want to cover one more thing. On blue zippers like these, you can wheelie and trick at the same time without having to go on another surface. This is because zippers are different. They don't cancel a wheelie when you trick. On all other types of trickable surfaces, it will. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed watching, please like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.